We are getting nearer to the time of green card application this year, and there are things definitely you need to know, which you need to prepare if you want to apply for the green card this time around. And in this video, I'll want to tackle a few things which I've been thinking because I saw last time when we were applying for the green card, the things which people were struggling with. So don't forget to like this video, watch this video to the end so that you get the full details and understand the pitfalls which you might get into if you are planning to apply for the USA green card this year. And as I know, many people in Africa, Asia, and South America, they usually like applying for this green card, and definitely you need to be very, very prepared. So let's dive in so that we know what are the requirements. And I usually get this question, and the first thing you should know is that for the green card application nowadays, you don't require you to have a passport per se, but if you win, and that happens next year around May, you need to be able to show that you have a passport. And that is a requirement which used to be there. But there was a petition, which was a petition sometimes back, and the people petitioned the U.S. government so that they removed the requirement for a passport before when applying for the green card. Sorry. So a passport, you will need it at that time for you, your family members, all family members. If you have children, even if that child is 1 year old, you'll need to be able to show that that child has a passport. And that is a requirement for every member of the family. And the names in the passport, they should be matching with the names which you filled in the while applying for the green card. So be ready with those passports at the time of winning. But at the time of the application, you don't need to show to be having a passport. The other thing which you need to know is that there is a level of education which is required if you are applying for the green card. And basically, it requires you to have at least secondary school education, or what we call high school education. And in the form, while filling the green card, you feel if you have reached secondary school education, you click the part where it says a high school diploma. You'll not find the secondary school education. You'll find high school diploma. Click that and say that is your level of education. If you have a degree, there's a portion where it says university education or university degree. And if you have some vocational training, maybe diplomas, you can click where it is written vocational education, because that is your level of education. But basically, they require you to be able to show that you have secondary school education. So even if you get confused, if you have other qualification, other education, you can state that your level of education is a secondary school education. The other thing I usually get questions about is marital status. And this is because people have different scenarios, different circumstances. You'll find that someone, for example, was married at some time, and they got separated with their husband, but they did not get a divorce. So what that technically means is that you are still technically married to that person. So while filling the form, just state that you are married to such and such a person, fill their details, get their passport photo, and then if you win, you'll be able to say that while filling the form DS-260, you will be able to state that you are not traveling with this person at this time. And you can talk to them, because I know even if you are not in talking terms, you can tell them the purpose of the passport photo. Then you'll be able to apply with them. I know it's not easy, but that is something you can consider talking to them, so that it doesn't bring problems if and when you win the green card. If you are living together as a married couple, but you do not have a marriage certificate, the ideal situation, the ideal way of going around that is applying as single. You can apply as single person, both of you apply as single, but include all your children in each of your application, because technically that is your child, and is also the child of your spouse, regardless of the fact that you do not have a marriage certificate. And if you win during that time of winning, now at that point you can look for a marriage certificate, or before you can look for a marriage certificate, maybe from through the court system, the attorney general, whatever you call it in your home country. You can look for a marriage certificate, which again you'll be able to use it to process the DS-260 and go for the interview. The other thing I usually, before I forget, I also know there are single people who are not married. In that case, just feel as single. Even if you are dating someone, don't include them as your spouse up until the time that you can prove that you're married to them using a marriage certificate, not an affidavit, because I know most people, some people, sorry, use what we call an affidavit. Jackson, what about if I'm married to, I have two wives, I have three wives. Jackson, how do I go about that? The best way to go about that is just include one wife, because unfortunately, the US government doesn't recognize polygamy or bigamy, whatever you call it. They do not recognize it as a way of a marital status, so to speak. So in that case, you just need to feel that you are married to one wife. Then you'll be able to include all the children which you've sired with different wives, provided that they are registered under you. The other thing I usually see people struggling with is Jackson, I have my brother's child who unfortunately passed on, and I'm the one who has been taking care of that child. How do I go about this one? The best way to go about this one, because in our African setups, we usually adopt our siblings' children in case they are deceased, and in that case, you need to have legal adoption papers. If you do not have legal adoption papers, you cannot purport to fill them as your children while filling the green card, because that will definitely bring you a problem when filling or going for the interview. So about that, make sure that you don't make such common blunders, common mistakes which people make of filling for people who are not they are not related to them legally, so to speak. The other scenario I usually see, Jackson, as questions is, Jackson, in case I win, how much money do I need? And I usually say, you need at least 300,000 Kenya shillings. That can loosely translate into 2,500 US dollars. You can convert that to the currency of your home country and see how much that is. And that is the money you'll need, because definitely the US government doesn't give you free stuff, doesn't give you a free house, doesn't give you a flight ticket to the US, doesn't give you any form of money after winning the green card. So you need to be prepared with your own money if you win, and when you win the green card, to be able to process, to be able to travel to the US, flight ticket, house, hosting, because again, you need a host after you win the green card. And the host is basically someone who gives you the address, gives you basically all their information, tax information, sorry, to be able to process as their host, the person is going to host you, and the green card will be sent to that address. So after you win, and if you're winning by good luck, you just need to go to social media and just look for people from your home country who are living in the US or in a certain state. You can search for example, for Kenyans, Tanzanians, Ugandans, Ghanaians, Nigerians living in, for example, Texas, Ghanaians living in New Mexico. Then you'll be able to see different people. You can inbox them, look for it, ask them, tell them you've won the green card, whether they'll be able to host you, whether they require you to require some money, so that they host you maybe for 3 or 4 months before you stabilize and you get your green card. So basically, once you win the green card, there is a lot of information which we'll be doing more and more videos about what you need to do, how to go about it, how do you fill the form DS-260. But let's now talk about the green card application, because that is what is